looking at the beautiful, which I haven't been over here in several years, the beautiful downtown Main Street, Bethlehem. A lot of people out here just enjoying a gorgeous spring evening. Um, Quick and right off, I gotta stress this. This is an opinion. This is an editorial. If you take it as fact, you need your head examined. Okay, sorry, point blank the way it is. This is my personal opinion, and normally I try to keep it out of ValeCity, but with this one I can't. I attended today a rally against gun violence over at Payroll Plaza, the open space between City Hall and the Bethlehem Public Library. A lot of good points were made at the rally. Okay, I've been to one before several years ago after the nightclub shooting, Pulse nightclub I think it was, in a rally over in Allentown. And okay, but it was supposed to be from a email newsletter I received. Basically, I thought it was going to be non-political. And one of the speakers even said, yeah, we're not, being political about this. Yeah, bullshit, you're not. I'm not going to mention your organization's name, but I get to Payroll Plaza and I look over at the one table in tent. I see a sign that seriously pissed me off. I'm an independent voting. I vote for the person, not the political party. If this is a non-political event and it's a rally against gun violence, what the hell does a sign that says the only thing easier to buy a gun than buying a gun is a Republican senator doing at the organization who is sponsoring and holding this event, doing at a non-political rally? What the hell are Democrat Democrat candidate signs doing at a rally against gun violence? And was mainly, for school shootings and protecting our children in the school, which I'm all for. Please do not get me wrong. But what are those campaign signs doing at a rally like that? So that right off pissed me off. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I kind of figured it out, even before I arrived. They just proved it to me. Check the photos in the article. Check the photo. They had speakers there, and their sound was off and on, up and down. But check the article. I did get the mayor of Bethlehem's entire speech and Congresswoman Susan Wild. Great, perfect. You have a congresswoman who is running for re-election and has a Republican opponent speaking at a rally. She may truly be against gun violence, which I can tell from her speech she is. But any politician that's running for election or re-election, any candidate, is going to tell you what you want to hear. Sorry, it's just the way it is. Again, this is an editorial only. And the mayor of Bethlehem did address something that, I've pointed out, that I pointed out in the article. We gotta ban the assault AR-15 rifles. Perfect, fantastic, amazing. Great, let's do it. Well, you don't think somebody's gonna take a fully loaded handgun with a fully loaded with a fully loaded clip and can't do almost as much damage, death with a semi-automatic handgun? Come on. Reality check here. And they said this in the article, they addressed only a small part of the problem. Okay? Take away the guns, New York City, stabbings. Take somebody out with a blade. But yet, the mayor of Bethlehem did say, as a culture, and I kind of inferred society from that, we have to change the mentality. He's the one who said that. Susan Wild not only addressed the school shootings, but also brought up the mass shootings in general that have happened in this country, which is an alarming rate this year. So I stood there, I did my job, which I take very seriously. I didn't say a word in the article, but only when we start addressing, and I actually talked to somebody this evening, and she agreed with me, only when we start addressing and looking at the entire puzzle, all the pieces, do we stand a shot at not preventing, because you're not going to prevent violence. That's wired into our DNA for thousands of years, since beings first came into existence. Fucking idiots. They think they're really cool until they wipe out or somebody hits them. Fucking morons. Pardon that one. It's an editorial, I can get away with it. But to start limiting, controlling, and at least standing a shot, and at least a glimpse or glimmer of hope at this. We can't just say, wow, we gotta ban the guns. We gotta do this, we gotta do that. You know what? Since the Pulse shooting happened, I'm talking just recent years, what's changed? Nothing. Things I'm all in favor of. Hey, you know what? Let's do the background check. Things that, I don't have a problem with. I don't own a gun. I don't have a reason to own a gun. I have no desire to own a gun. But several years ago, at an indoor shooting in archery range on the south side of Easton, I actually picked up a 9mm for the first time. I was covering an event. Hey, try it out. Fire off a couple of rounds. When I looked at that gun, at that 9mm, even before it was loaded, my first thought was, this is how easy it is to kill someone. And not like, oh my God. I was dead serious and knew the responsibility and the consequences of the actions of firing that gun. I aimed to disable the shoulders, the arms, not the heart and head. My score was real low. My score was really bad. When I loaded that gun and pulled it pulled it back and put one in the chamber, I picked it up. I loaded that 9mm with respect for the weapon, the machine I had, and with the responsibility of knowing what can be done with that weapon and machine. Guns, oh, we got to ban this gun. Well, you know what? Over in Germany, I saw a headline. Somebody drove into a crowd. One teacher dead, 14 kids injured. What are you going to do? Start doing that with vehicles? Oh wow, look at all the vehicle fatalities from drunk driving, from people intentionally taking other people out with vehicles. What are you going to do? Ban vehicles next? I'm not saying that certain types of weapons I'm not saying we shouldn't ban that. What I'm saying is, basically comes down to, if you want to buy a semi-automatic, fine. Rifle, fine. You're gonna have to pass a background check. I'm sorry, but not the extreme that a community activist stated. Oh, criminal background check, mental health check. Put a letter from your local police department saying you don't have, and went down the list. And I'm like, till you get halfway done with that list, you can't, and you won't have a human being in the world who could honestly have a weapon, have a gun. We need realistic and achievable solutions. Not only gun violence, but to violence in general. And nobody's talking that. I never hear anything remotely realistic or achievable. Do I have any answers? Not really. You can say I'm just shooting my mouth off. Fine. But until we start, and the other thing is, we live in a world, we have become, especially since Vietnam War, I was born in 71, we've become so desensitized and immune. Nothing shocks us as people, as a person, or if it does, it's only for a few moments. As a society, as a community, nothing shocks us anymore because of news media, social media, video games. I'm not pointing out any one part, oh, this is bad, this isn't. But because of all the information we're inundated with, the images, the sounds, the texts, you know, that we're inundated with. And even protests and rallies like the one I covered. Okay, like with me, I'm like, okay, another protest that nobody's going to listen to and nobody cares about. We become so immune to life and everything in it, in my opinion, we become immune to death and it's life's absence. Something's got to give, something's got to change. You know, it only gets worse with every generation. Michael Phoenix, founder and staff, Surreal ValeCity Online Media. To your family and friends, please, I mean this dead seriously. I hope everyone continues to stay safe.